There is a specific kind of exhaustion no one talks about. The kind that comes from trying to fix yourself every single day. Like you're a problem that needs solving, a project that's never quite finished. You wake up at 5 a.m., you meditate, you journal, you optimize, you track, you measure, and you improve. And still, you look in the mirror and see someone who isn't quite good enough. This is what happens when self-improvement becomes self-hatred. And if you don't understand the difference between growth and punishment, you'll spend your life running towards a version of yourself you'll never reach. Let's start with how it begins. You see someone living the life you want, successful, disciplined, and put together, and you think, I could be that, I should be that. So you start. Small changes. Wake up earlier, eat cleaner, work harder, read more, be more productive. And it feels good at first, like you're finally taking control of your life, like you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. But then, something shifts. The goals that were supposed to liberate you start to cage you. You can't sleep in without guilt, can't eat dessert without shame, can't take a day off without feeling like you're falling behind some invisible standard you set for yourself. Self-improvement stopped being about growth, it became about proving you're worthy. And the bar keeps rising because deep down, you still don't believe who you are. Here's the truth you're avoiding. You're not improving yourself because you love yourself. You're improving yourself because you hate who you are right now. Every morning routine is a rejection of the person who wants to sleep in. Every workout is a punishment for the body you're ashamed of. Every productivity hack is the proof that who you are naturally isn't enough. You have turned the growth into warfare. You versus the version of yourself that's lazy, undisciplined, ordinary, and unworthy. And you think if you just push hard enough, achieve enough, optimize enough, you'll finally arrive at the place where you can relax, where you can accept yourself. But that place doesn't exist because you're not building towards self-acceptance, you're running from self-hatred. Now, let's talk about perfectionism because that's what this really is about. Not the pursuit of excellence, the pursuit of flawlessness, the belief that you can become so perfect that no one can criticize you, not even yourself. You set impossible standards, then beat yourself up for not meeting them, then set even higher standards to prove you're serious about change. Every slip becomes evidence of your weakness. Every mistake becomes proof that you're not trying hard enough. Every human moment becomes ammunition for the voice in your head that says you're not good enough. And the cruelest part? You call this motivation. You think the punishment is what drives you, that without that self-hatred, you just give up and become nothing. But that's the lie perfectionism tells, that you need to hate yourself to change yourself. Here's where social media makes it more worse. You scroll and see everyone's highlight reel, their morning routines, their disciplines, their successes, their before and after. And instead of inspiration, you feel shame because you're not there yet. You're not them yet. You're still the before when everyone else seems to be living the after. So you double down. More habits, more goals, more pressure, more proof that you're trying, you're working, and you're not giving up. But comparison doesn't motivate growth. It breeds self-contempt. Because you're not measuring yourself against your own progress. You're measuring yourself against someone else's curated image. And that's a game you can't win. Every time you compare, you lose. Not because you're inadequate, but because comparison is designed to make you feel that way. Now, about productivity, the modern religion. You've been taught that your worth is measured by your output, how much you accomplish, how much you create, how much you contribute. Rest becomes laziness, stillness becomes stagnation, doing nothing becomes a moral failure. So you fill every moment, optimize every hour, turn hobbies into side hustles and relaxation into recharging so you can work harder tomorrow. You're not living, you're producing. And when you're not producing, you're planning the next thing to produce. This isn't self-improvement. This is self-exploitation. You've become your own worst boss, the one who never gives you a day off, who always finds something you could be doing better. And nowhere is this more brutal than with your body. You look in the mirror and see a problem, something that can be fixed, to shrink, to sculpt, to control. Every meal becomes a moral decision. Every workout becomes penance for existing in a body that doesn't match the ideal. You tell yourself it's about health, but health doesn't feel like this. Health doesn't involve hating yourself thin, punishing yourself strong, starving yourself worthy. You have turned your body into an enemy, something you dominate and discipline and force into submission. And when it rebels, when you get tired or sick or hungry, you see it as weakness, proof that you're not disciplined enough, not strong enough, not good enough. Your body isn't the problem here, your relationship with it is. Here is the pattern you're trapped in. You achieve something, and instead of celebrating it, you immediately raise the bar. You lose 10 pounds, but you wanted to lose 15. You get promoted, but not the level you wanted. You publish something, but it didn't go viral. You improve, but not enough. Nothing you do counts. Nothing you achieve satisfies you, because the goalpost moves the moment you reach it. And you think this is ambition, but ambition feels energizing. This feels exhausting. This is self-hatred disguised as drive. The belief that you'll never be enough, so you have to keep proving yourself forever until you burn out or break down or wake up one day and realize you spent your whole life trying to earn permissions to exist. So where does this come from? Why do you hate the person you are right now so much that you're trying to become someone else? Because somewhere along the way, you learned that love is conditional, that acceptance has to be earned, that you're only worthy if you're exceptional. Maybe you were compared to siblings or classmates and found lacking. Maybe you learned early that ordinary wasn't acceptable, and you internalized it, made it your operating system, the belief that you have to earn your place in the world through constant improvement. But that's not growth, that's trauma, and you can't heal trauma by achieving more. Here's what real growth looks like. It's rooted in self-compassion, not self-criticism. It says, I want to grow because I care about myself, not because I hate who I am. I want to be healthy because I love my body, not because I'm disgusted by it. I want to learn and evolve because it's fulfilling, not because I'm not good enough yet. Self-compassion doesn't mean giving up. It means giving yourself the permission to be human, to rest without guilt, to fail without shame, to exist fully without having to justify your existence through productivity. It means recognizing that you're not a project, you're a person, and people don't need to be optimized, they need to be accepted. So how do you know if your self-improvement is healthy or harmful? Ask yourself these questions. Am I doing this because I love myself or because I hate myself? Does this feel energizing or exhausting? Am I growing towards something or running from something? If your motivation is rooted in shame, if your inner voice sounds like a drill sergeant, if you can't rest without feeling worthless, you have crossed the line. And crossing back means unlearning everything culture taught you about hustle and grind and no days off. It means choosing progress over perfection, compassion over criticism, being over becoming. You don't need to be fixed. You're not broken. You never were. The version of you that exists right now, before all the optimization and the achievements and transformation, is already whole, already worthy, already enough. Growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. And you can't do that while hating the starting point. So maybe it's time to stop improving and start accepting. Stop grinding and start living. Stop becoming and start being. Not because you have given up on growth, but because you have finally understood that real growth only happens when you stop treating yourself like a problem that needs solving. Self-improvement isn't the enemy. Self-hatred is. And you have spent so long confusing the two that you don't know the difference anymore. But you can learn. You can choose growth that feels like expansion, not punishment. You can set goals from a place of curiosity, not contempt. You can become better without believing you're bad, stronger without hating your weakness, more without rejecting who you already are. The person you're trying to become, they are not waiting at the finish line of some productivity marathon. They are here, right now, waiting for you to stop running long enough to notice. Stop hating yourself into improvement. Start loving yourself into growth. And watch how everything changes when the foundation isn't shame anymore. It's permission to be human, to be enough, exactly as you are.